Indonesia. Once a nation on the edge, now a rising regional power. My name is Karim Raslan, and for almost 20 years I've been exploring the archipelago. As Indonesia goes to the poles, I'm once again traveling to listen to the hopes and dreams of ordinary Indonesians. These are their stories. On the morning of 14th May 1998, Sumartono Hadinoto, a businessman, had heard there was trouble in the city of his home in Kampung Sewu, in the central Java city of Solo. Students demonstrating against the regime of President Suharto. This had been a normal occurrence lately, but this time, radio reports started to make him feel nervous. This is the story of how Solo and Indonesia was brought to the brink of destruction and its stunning recovery. Both Solo and Indonesia have seen the comings and goings of many regimes. The phrase Zaman Edan, summing up times of transition and uncertainty, is a recurring motif in Indonesian politics and history. Rongo Wasito, a famous poet and a descendant of the royal house of Solo, was the man who coined the phrase Zaman Edan. In his book Ceritalah, he talks of the Zaman Edan as a period of uncertainty and instability brought upon by the collapse of power. Solo's also incredibly diverse. It's 73% Muslim and 25% Christian, with a balance made up of Hindus and Buddhists. There's a substantial Chinese community here, many of whom are descended from traders who first came to Central Java in the 16th century. I've come to meet Pak Sumartono, who knows better than most about Solo and the uncertainties all of its people, to say nothing of minorities, have had to face.
Jadi ini adalah silsilah margaku, ya, di mana Tionghoa itu selalu punya marga selain nama panggilan.
The ethnic Chinese community here in Indonesia have been an integral part of the country, still remain a critical pillar in the country's business life. However, beyond that, they've also made contributions in terms of politics, the arts and culture. However, in the era of Suharto, in the new order, discrimination mounted. Many were forced to change their names so they sounded more Indonesian. Their children were unable to go to state schools or to state universities, and jobs in the civil service were barred to them. Suharto's new order was a spent force. There was concern over who would eventually succeed the aging general. Then, the collapse of the rupiah and banks as a result of the Asian financial crisis caused widespread suffering and uncertainty.
Keadaan di Indonesia ekonominya sangat kurang baik, sehingga situasi memang semakin panas. Pada Mei 98 itu terjadi demo yang cukup besar. Di depan rumah sudah semakin kacau, sudah mulai melempar batu dan lain sebagainya. Akhirnya saya mendapat telepon dari RT dan RW saya, Pak, lebih baik ditutup pintunya dan Bapak lebih aman ke belakang rumah. Waktu itu oleh teman-teman RW belakang, sekampung di belakang, dibuatkan lubang tembok belakang yang dibobol sekitar 1 meter. Kita keluar dari kepala dulu, ditarik ke belakang.
Sumartono barely escaped with his life, climbing through a hole in the wall of his house. Everything else that was left was looted or consigned to the flames. Could another spate of violence be in the offing? It's good to be wary. But something about Solo and its people, particularly Sumartono, gives me hope.
Marilah kita jaga bersama-sama, karena seperti kita ketahui bahwa kalau kota-kota lain, kabupaten lain tidak terjadi kerusuhan, kenapa Solo yang harus jadi kerusuhan? saya menyampaikan bahwa itu adalah sejarah yang sudah terjadi. Tapi ke depan sebetulnya merupakan tanggung jawab kita.
Chinese Indonesians survived the violence of the Reformasi era and continued to thrive. Discriminatory laws were done away with, and their culture, long suppressed, was allowed back into the open again. Solo has always been a vital economic hub. It's famed for its batik textile industry, furniture making, and even tourism. Unfortunately, the city has also acquired a reputation of having a sumbu pendek, a short fuse. Maybe this shouldn't surprise us. There's something very gritty about the city. But really, the face of the Surakarta rioter was more normal than you would expect. This is Hendy. Before the riots, he studied music in Solo's Institut Seni Indonesia, but dropped out. Today, he makes drums, a sign of his continued passion for music. But he's had a dark past.
Rumah-rumah sing kebanyakan orang etnis biasanya sing takut. Orang pribumi nggak masalah. Wah, suasananya mencekam. Mencari itu minta hancur ke seperti traffic lift itu udah hancur semua. Seperti punya pemerintah pakai seperti lampu-lampu itu udah dilempari, wes bulap.
You can condemn Hendy's actions, though he's clearly regretted them. We all make mistakes in our youth, some of which we will be carrying forward forever. Even so, Hendy remains a victim like the rest. People spoke of Indonesia as another Balkans, as a part of the world that would tear itself apart. Indonesia's leaders clearly failed it in 1998. Fast forward to the present. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, Indonesia's first directly elected president, must step down, having served the maximum of 2 terms in office. Elections in Indonesia, due in 2014, have had a tendency to throw up surprises. But Indonesia's economy has clearly boomed under SBY. And yet poverty and inequality remain major problems. Also, the ongoing weakness of the global economy, coupled by a decline in commodity prices, means that Indonesia is very vulnerable to external financial shocks. In the years following Solo's riots, efforts have been made to improve public services, cool communal tensions, and revitalize urban spaces. The process has been difficult, but all this hard work has brought Solo peace, and for some, even the chance for redemption.
Rasa benci itu enggak ada sebenarnya, Mas. Sebenarnya kalau saya bergaul sama orang etnis ya sebenarnya, tapi yang lainnya saya kurang tahu. Kalau bergaul ya sama aja. Perubahannya sekarang udah mau membaur, udah mau keluar ngobrol, udah mau enggak seperti dulu lah.
While challenges remain, the Republic is on the cusp of great things. The story of Solo, and indeed Indonesia, remains to be written. Indeed, I've always seen myself as a tukang cerita, a storyteller, someone who has to hit the ground, to collect stories, to listen to people's hopes and dreams. Their tales make mine infinitely richer, and now I'd like to share their tales with you in Ceritalah, Indonesia.